Okay, let's unpack this for you. What if, what if your personality, the way you think you are, isn't actually fixed? Like you're not just born a certain way, but you're, well, actively creating yourself
Okay.
all the time, moment by moment.
Mhm.
It's this really electrifying idea from Steve Chandler's 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, which is our main source today. And that's the core of this deep dive, really. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to igniting that spark, figuring out how to design the life you actually want.
Exactly. And that's our mission here, isn't it? To pull out those actionable bits from the sources you gave us.
Hmm.
Things you can use for, well, self-creation,
Yeah.
self-motivation.
Yeah.
Because the book makes this crucial point. It actually echoes Dr. Nathaniel Branden, the psychologist.
Right, the self-esteem expert. I remember reading about him.
Yeah, him. He famously said, a goal without an action plan is a daydream. And that's so true. What we're going to see today is that this self-creation thing, it's not magic. It's not some abstract concept. It happens once you get a handle on self-motivation. Because fundamentally, motion creates the self.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have the power to, well, to make yourself up as you go.
I love that phrase, motion creates the self. It really flies in the face of feeling stuck, doesn't it? So, okay, where do we start? If we're making ourselves up, how does that even begin? It feels like it starts with seeing something, right? A picture in your head before you even move.
That's a great way to put it.
Let's kick off with number 1, create a vision. The author tells this amazing story from 1976. He's having lunch with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is in Tucson, Arizona. Arnold's movie Stay Hungry had just, well, flopped at the box office.
Right. Not exactly a high point for his acting career at that
Yeah,
moment.
not at all. So the author, who is a sports columnist then, asks him, what's next after bodybuilding? And Arnold just says, totally calm, like he's talking about the weather, I'm going to be the #1 box office star in all of Hollywood.
Wow. Just like that.
Yeah, and you have to imagine the author's reaction. Here's this guy, thick Austrian accent, kind of awkward, huge build, first movie bombed.
Not the typical leading man profile back then.
Definitely not. It sounded, well, kind of crazy, honestly.
But what's so illuminating is Arnold's process, which he explained. He said basically, create a vision of who you want to be and then live into that picture as if it were already true. And notice that word, create. He didn't say wait to receive a vision like some divine download.
Okay, so he constructed it. He made it up.
Exactly. He made it up, which is incredibly empowering because it means you can too. So the question for you listening is, what vision are you actively creating? Not just waiting for, but building in your mind. What's the picture?
That active creation part is key. It feels less passive, more deliberate, which actually ties into this next rather intriguing idea from the book. Number 2, tell a true lie. The author talks about his daughter, she was 12, doing this poetry reading where kids wrote lie poems.
Lie poems. What are those?
They basically made up these wonderful, unbelievable untruths about themselves, like fantastical achievements or futures.
Uh-huh. That sounds fun, but how does it connect to motivation? Well, it connects directly back to that vision setting.
Yeah.
By lying in this playful way, the kids were actually doing what Arnold did. They were clarifying, expressing a really vivid picture of who they wanted to be or what they wanted to achieve.
So it's like using imagination, even untruths, to build that powerful mental image.
Precisely. Our minds can use these aspirational statements, these true lies, to construct a blueprint for our highest self. It makes that future feel more real, more tangible. It's a way of affirming it before it happens.
Okay, so we've got the vision. Maybe we're even playing with these true lies to make it stronger. But then comes the tough bit, starting, especially when you feel down or overwhelmed or just stuck.
Oh, yes. The inertia problem.
Exactly. What does the book say about that? I think it draws on Napoleon Hill again here.
It does. Number 5, plan your work. Hill apparently had this unbeatable rule for handling disappointments and sorrows. It was about the transmutation, fancy word, I know, but basically transforming those negative emotions, that frustration.
Into what?
Into definitely planned work.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting with the bad feelings, you channel that energy into meticulous planning.
Okay, I see. Action over apathy.
Right. And there's a real practical payoff. The book quotes, 1 hour of planning saves 3 hours of execution. Think about that.
That's significant.
It is. It creates this sort of positive feedback loop. Planning reduces the, ooh, where do I start? Feeling. Then each small step you complete gives you a little dopamine hit, a reward, which makes you want to do more.
So action breeds motivation, which breeds more action.
Exactly. It changes your whole relationship with the task.
Yeah.
It beats just drifting along, reacting to whatever crisis pops up,
Yeah.
which, let's be honest, often happens because we didn't plan.
That's a really good point, turning frustration into fuel for planning. And speaking of planning, there's this super practical system in the book, number 67, Draw Your Universe. The author uses this personal 4-minute, 4-circle goal-setting system. You literally draw circles inside
Different circles, right.
yeah, representing your lifelong dream, your year, your month, and your day. He uses saving for retirement as an example, like $500,000. You break it down, put specific numbers in each circle. Daily actions add up to the big goal.
And the power of this, you mentioned a mathematical certainty, is in the consistency.
Explain that a bit more. How is it certain?
Well, think about it. If you know exactly what you need to do today to hit your monthly goal, and you actually do it, and you do that consistently, then hitting the monthly goal isn't luck. It's just, well, arithmetic. And if you hit the monthly goals consistently, the yearly goal is guaranteed. And if you hit the yearly goals...
The lifelong dream becomes inevitable. Wow.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out. It shows that mastering your day is essentially mastering your life. Your life and your day are kind of the same thing, seen through different lenses. It gives you incredible control.
That's powerful.
The real motivator isn't just the circles on the paper. It's understanding your responsibility, your power as the creative planner of your life.
That really shifts the focus. Okay, so we've covered setting the vision, the external stuff, planning. But let's be real, sometimes the biggest hurdle is us, our own heads.
Right, absolutely, the internal landscape.
So how do we start changing that inner chatter, the stuff that holds us back? This next section feels key, reprogramming that inner dialogue. Let's start with number 4, find your key.
The author shares a personal story here, right, about being in his mid-30s.
Yeah, he talks about feeling really pessimistic, lacking purpose. He complained to a friend, Dr. Michael Killerbrook, and the friend recommended Napoleon Hill's The Master Key to Riches.
That's the one. And the author says, yes, his income doubled within a year, which is amazing.
I had a good result.
Not bad. But more importantly, he said it sparked a total attitude change. That was the real transformation.
So what is this master key then? Is it some secret technique?
According to Hill, it's actually nothing more or less than the self-discipline necessary to help you take full and complete possession of your own mind.
Complete possession of your own mind. That sounds intense.
It is, but think about it. In a world full of things you can't control, the book emphasizes that the only thing over which you have complete control is your own mental attitude.
Huh. That's a big realization.
It really is. It makes you ask, what's your personal instruction book for your own mind?
Yeah.
How are you taking control of your thoughts? Do you even realize you can?
That control aspect, it leads nicely into number 7, dribble with your other hand. Such a great, simple analogy.
It really is. From basketball coaching.
Yeah, you see kids always using their dominant hand. The coach tells this kid, Billy, use your other hand. And Billy just says, I can't.
We've all been Billy, right? In some area of life, I can't do that.
Totally. But the coach's point is brilliant.
Yeah, the coach says, essentially, it's not you can't, it's you haven't. You just haven't practiced enough, one bounce at a time.
And that connects directly to our thoughts.
Directly. You can practice thinking optimistically or confidently or calmly, one thought at a time, just like dribbling. Our thought patterns are habits. And habits, well, they can be changed with deliberate practice. It's not about innate talent, it's about reps.
Mental reps. I like that. It's less about just willpower and more about consistent training, which makes me think about embodying the change. Number 8, play your character. This involves Leonard Nimoy, right?
Okay.
Spock from Star Trek.
That's a fantastic quote from him. He said something like, I'm so much more Spock-like today than when I first played the part. I'm not talking about appearance, but thought processes. He said doing the character taught him so much about rational, logical thought that it literally reshaped his life.
So the application for us is...
Just like Nimoy played Spock, until those rational traits became part of him, we can gain energy, inspiration by intentionally doing the character we want to be. We can literally become who we act like we are. Embody the confidence, the calm, the focus. Practice it until it feels natural.
You're not faking it. You're practicing a future self.
Exactly. You're practicing a new way of being.
That's a powerful use of imagination. But often as adults, we misuse it, don't we? Number 20. Find your inner Einstein. Makes this point that grown-ups get used to using imagination for just one thing.
Worrying.
Yeah. worrying, visualizing everything that could go wrong in vivid detail. It's exhausting.
It is, and it's such a waste of an incredible tool. The human imagination, the book says, was designed for better things. It's the design stage of creating the future.
The design stage, I like that.
People who use imagination to create, to visualize success, to innovate, they often achieve things warriors don't even dream of, even if the warrior has a higher IQ. Right. So the challenge for you is, where are you directing that powerful visualization energy? Towards fear or towards creation?
What could you achieve if you imagine success as much as you imagine failure? That's a sobering thought. Okay, shifting gears slightly. What about when the fear isn't about the future, but about not being good enough right now? That fear of imperfection that leads to procrastination. Writer's block, we've all felt that.
Oh, yes. The paralysis of perfectionism.
Number 74, do something badly, offers such a weirdly brilliant way out.
It really does. It brings in G.K. Chesterton's wisdom. If a thing is worth doing, it's worth doing badly.
It sounds wrong, but it makes so much sense.
It does. By giving yourself permission to do it badly, maybe even laugh about it, you break the fear. You bypass the perfectionist block. It gets you into the process. And that's where the motivation kicks in, where improvement actually happens. Yeah. Just start, even badly.
Forget perfect, just begin. What a release that offers.
Huge potential unlocked right there.
Okay, let's loop back to Arnold again. We talked about his vision, but number 89, use your weaknesses, looks at him differently. Specifically, that thick Austrian accent when he started acting. Everyone saw it as a major weakness, right?
Absolutely. A potential career killer in Hollywood at the time.
Oh,
but what did he do? He didn't erase it. He couldn't, really.
Yeah.
He incorporated his accent into the charm of his action hero persona. It became part of the package, part of the brand.
Think about I'll Be Back. The accent is iconic.
Exactly. He turned that perceived weakness into a unique strength and identifier. So this encourages you to look at your own perceived weaknesses, those things you wish were different, and ask, how could this characteristic actually be useful? How could it be a strength in disguise?
It's about reframing limitations as potential, seeing the opportunity.
It's the ultimate self-creation, isn't it? Taking what you have and making it work for you.
Really powerful. Okay, one last point in this section on inner dialogue. Number 92, come to your own rescue. This introduces two ideas from psychotherapist Nathaniel Branden that sound pretty stark at first.
They do. The first is, you can't leave a place you've never been.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means you have to fully accept and understand your current reality first, your fears, your limitations. Shine a light on them, demystify them. You can't navigate away from a starting point you refuse to acknowledge. You have to be there first.
Got it. Own where you are right now. And the second one?
The second one is, no one is coming.
Ooh, that one lands hard. Sounds a bit bleak.
It can sound that way initially, but the liberation in it is profound. It doesn't mean you're alone. It means recognizing your own sufficiency. You are enough. You don't need rescuing.
Okay. So it's about self-reliance.
Exactly. You can handle your problems. You can grow strong. You generate your own happiness. You are the rescuer you've been waiting for. And paradoxically, from that place of strength and independence, you can build truly healthy relationships based on love and mutual respect, not neediness or fear.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot to chew on, but incredibly empowering when you frame it that way. Self-sufficiency, not isolation.
All right. So we've explored vision, mindset, reframing weaknesses. Now, how do we keep the engine running? Daily action, consistency.
Sustained motivation, yeah.
Let's dive into our final section, sustained action and daily practice. Number 41, be a finisher seems crucial. William James quote, nothing is so fatiguing as the hanging on of an uncompleted task. We all know that feeling.
That psychic weight of unfinished business, it drains you.
The book tells a story about a guy at a seminar who just never finished anything. He wanted affirmations. Right. But affirmations alone often don't work if your subconscious knows they aren't true based on your track record. So the solution wasn't just words, it was building a record. You got a notebook, labeled it Things I've Finished.
Ha! Simple.
Simple, but effective. He started small, finishing sweeping the walk even if the phone rang. Little things, each completed task was logged. Concrete proof, action built the belief.
You're creating evidence for your brain. See, I do finish things.
Precisely. You change the internal narrative through external action.
That's so practical. Anyone can start that today. Little wins build momentum. And speaking of daily wins, number 44, live a whole life today. This brings in the legendary basketball coach, John Wooden.
An incredible coach. 10 championships in 12 years at UCLA. Amazing record.
And his philosophy came from his father. Make each day your masterpiece.
Such profound advice. Wooden applied it rigorously. Every single practice was treated with the intensity and focus of a championship game.
He wasn't just prepping for the future, he was living masterfully now.
And the deep wisdom there is. Today is a microcosm of your entire life. It's your whole life in miniature.
Wow, say that again.
Today is a microcosm of your entire life. Your whole life in miniature.
That really lands. It cuts through that feeling of, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, or I have plenty of time.
Exactly. It combats that self-hypnosis where we drift, thinking time is infinite. It calls for full engagement, right here, right now. Make today count. Make it a masterpiece, because your life is the sum of your days.
A powerful call to presence. Love that. Finally, sometimes you just gotta move. Literally. Number 63, perform rituals. This reminds us that action often precedes motivation. An object in motion stays in motion, right?
The physics of motivation, yes. Doing something often leads to wanting to do more. The author mentions his own ritual, taking big problems for a long walk, and often solutions just appear.
I've experienced that. Why does walking help?
Rituals themselves act as self-starters. They bypass hesitation and just get you moving predictably. But walking specifically. The book mentions Dr. Andrew Wales' insight. The cross-lateral movement, right arm forward, left leg forward, and so on.
Yeah.
Apparently generates harmonizing electrical activity in the brain. It literally helps integrate the left and right hemispheres.
No way. So it's not just clearing your head, it's actually stimulating the brain in a unique way.
Seems so. It can create clarity, spark creativity. It's a physical boost for mental motivation, generating brainwaves conducive to problem solving.
That's fascinating. A physical ritual with a direct neurological benefit. Okay, so we've covered a lot ground in this deep dive. We've gone from crafting vision
So reprogramming that inner dialogue.
and landing on the power of consistent daily action and rituals. So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening right now?
I think it circles back to that core theme. Self-motivation isn't something you find out there. It's something you build in here. It's about consciously, actively designing who you are, what you do, how you live. You're the artist, the architect, the author. It's your creation. Every thought, every action matters.
You're making yourself up as you go along.
You really are.
And to leave you with one final, simple, yet really profound thought from the book, number 100 is just this. Buy yourself flowers.
Yeah, sounds simple, almost trivial maybe. But think about the symbolism. Let those flowers remind you of how colorful your future can be, how fresh your thoughts are becoming, how simple it is actually to honor yourself, how much power you have to make your own environment beautiful, and just how sweet the smell of the universe can be when you're actively engaged in creating your life.
It's a beautiful metaphor.
It is. A lovely, actionable symbol of self-worth and the vibrant life you are, right now, actively building for yourself. Something to consider as you continue your own deep dive into self-creation.